Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Marriage and Relationships at Work. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let me know if you're online. Please share this video with as many people as you can. Share the video. I'd like to know where you're watching me from. I'd like to know where you're watching me from. Yeah. Today we're discussing marrying late, the stigma, the waiting, and the settlement. Yeah. So if you're ready, let me know. Kindly share this video. It's going to be an interesting conversation. I have my guest. I will be discussing marrying late, the stigma, the waiting, and of course, the settlement. There's always a story behind the glory, and that's what we'll be discussing today. So I want to have as many people as possible come online. So if you're online, let me know. I'd like to know where you're joining me from. I'd like to know where you're joining me from. Yeah. If you can hear me, please let me know. I need to be sure you can hear me. I need to be sure. So I'm also um, looking out for my guest. Mm. Who is ready? Who is ready? Who is ready? Marrying late. The stigma, the waiting, and the settlement. I tell you, this is a big deal. This is a necessary conversation. It's a necessary conversation. And like I told you all, my guest is one amazing personality. She she's just the best person to have this conversation with. Yes, she's the best person to have this conversation with. She got married at 39. She met her husband at 38, got married at 39, had her first child at 41. So I tell you, she's the best to actually have this conversation with, and she's ready to just lay it bare with us. When I reached out to her, I told her about it, and she was like, anything that would encourage anybody that has been in this, that is in my shoe, in that I was. Yeah, that's just it. Anything to encourage them, I'm in. And I was so glad and happy that she was ready, to come on board and have this conversation with us. So share this video with your friends, share this video with everybody, especially anyone that is single, those people that are trusting, God for marriage. Share this video with them, share it on your timeline, copy, share it to somebody on WhatsApp. Just share it with as many people as you can. You're welcome. If you're ready, let me know. I'd like to know where you're watching me from. Please just drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're connecting from this evening. It's past 4 p.m. here in Nigeria. So let me know where you're connecting from, so I can be sure that you can hear me clearly. I can be sure that you can hear me clearly. And please do share this video. If you're ready, let me know. If you're ready, let me know. I'm still looking out for my guest, and we'll be having this conversation. Marrying late, the stigma, the waiting, and the settlement. Yes. Our society, the society we are in, the African society, Nigeria, in fact, every society in general, there's this thing about, oh, we should be married by now. Thank you for joining, Abraham Caleb from River State, Port Harcourt. Thank you so much for joining me. So there's always this thing about single persons, you should be married by now. There's a particular age a lady will just get to. Even men are not even are not left out. That the people will be like, you should be married by now. You should have started having your own kids. You should be married by now. There's so much pressure on single guys, single ladies, especially those that people perceived of marriageable age, and that they should, you know, be married. And that pressure is always there. That pressure is always there. I have a platform where I mentor single ladies. It's called Prepare to be Found. So I interact with a lot of single ladies, some of them in their late 30s, in fact, some in their mid 40s, trusting God. We pray together, share the word. I teach them and all that. And I get a lot, from them. I get a lot of feedbacks from them. A lot of them just open their heart to me and tell me things that they've been going through, even as a single person. It hasn't been easy for some of them, and that's how we're having this conversation. It is very, very important for us to have this conversation. People are single for different reasons. In fact, if we start talking about that is even a topic for another day. Okay, peace. I think you said there's no sound from your end. Okay, can you hear me clearly? I think I can hear myself from another device. So maybe you need to check your sound. Peace. Yes, I can hear myself from another device. So maybe you need to check your sound, increase the volume of your device. Yes, maybe you need to do that. Please let me know if you can hear me now. Peace. Just increase the volume of your device. Yes, just increase the volume so I'll be sure. Then if you can hear me, please let me know. Let me know so I'll be sure that you can hear me clearly. Let me know where you're watching from, please. Let me know where you're watching from. So, okay. Please, have you done that? Can you hear me now? If you can hear me, let me know. Just increase the volume of your device and let's see. Okay. So a lot of people are under pressure. And single guys, single ladies are under pressure to get married. And if people are pressured to get married, there's every tendency that they will end up with the wrong person. Yes, every tendency that they will end up with the wrong person. So there's always that good time. There's always that perfect time. And it's part of what my guest will be sharing with us. She has seen it all. She has been through it. For somebody to, be married at 39, you know what that means. She has seen, and she's ready to actually bear that all for us. She's ready to, have that conversation and encourage someone out there that is waiting and trusting God for marriage, or somebody out there that is under serious pressure and you are saying, oh, it's like I'll just settle with anybody that comes my way. I don't care if it's good, I don't care if it's born again, I don't care if this guy is okay, I will just marry. Let this pressure, let this cup just pass over me. This video is coming to you at the very, very right time, at the very good time. So if you're like, let me know where you're watching me from, please. I would love to know where you're watching me from. So please share this video. You need to share it. Somebody needs to be part of this conversation because of you. So share this video with somebody. Let it be on your timeline. Somebody needs this. Yeah, somebody needs this. So there's so much pressure on people. And this issue of marrying late, at times we really need to define what exactly is late. Yes, what exactly is late? I've met a woman that said, I would want my daughter to be married at 23 in most. Let her be married by 23. So for that kind of woman, at 25, she will just be disturbing her daughter like, you are late already. So what's even the definition of this late marriage, late? You understand? So for somebody, 35 may not even be late. For some, 22 is late. So I think it's just different strokes for different folks rather. But what we need to understand is that this category, when you talk about single people, people that are marriageable age and are not yet married. But, they fall into two category. There's this set of people that they are of marriageable age. They can even be in their mid 30s, and they feel they are not yet ready for marriage. So it's not like they're not getting proposals. It's not like they're not meeting good guys or good ladies, but they just feel, well, I'm not ready. I want to achieve certain things. Some of them just, especially guys, they have certain things that they want to achieve before marriage and all that. That is a category. There's another category of people that they really want to get married. They know that they are ready, they are mature enough, emotionally they are ready, physically they are ready, spiritually they know that, okay, they can handle marriage. They've even been, working on themselves, and they're just waiting, and the right person isn't just coming. So there are people in that category, and the right person isn't just coming. And I think this video goes more for people like that. What do you do while you're waiting? How do you handle this pressure? How do you handle the pressure, the stigma that comes with it? Because really, there's the stigma. That is just the truth. I was discussing with one of my mentees on the Prepare to Be Found group. One of them reached out to me and told me that there was a day she was having a conversation with her younger sister. That one happens to be married, and the younger sister told her, "Ah, this is your life. Are you sure something is not wrong with you? Your life is not okay at all. See my own life now. I'm okay. I'm married now. You are not married." She said she almost killed herself that day. She was so sad. She felt really, really bad that day. So that's just one of the things that people go through, the stigma that actually, comes with that. Actually, especially when people feel that, okay, you're ready, what is now happening? So people just feel that, some will even say, oh, there are certain things you cannot do. There are certain things there are certain places you cannot even go because you're not married, and people are being single shamed. When you single shame people, that means you make them feel that something is wrong with them because they are not married. Hey, my guest is in the house, Mrs. Idowu Mohaba. You're welcome. Can you hear me? I want to be sure you can hear me clearly. Can you hear me, Mrs. Domomo? Please, if you can hear me, let me know. If you can hear me, let me know. I hope Peace has been able to resolve that sound issue from my end. My guest, Mrs. Idowu Momo, are you ready? Can you hear me clearly? Please, if you can hear me, just let me know. Let me know before we move forward. You can still drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching me from. Let me know where you're watching me from. Good, good. She can hear me. She can hear me clearly. Okay, that's fine. So I'll be adding you up shortly. I will add you up shortly. I'll add you up shortly. Please share this video. Share this video with somebody. We are about to get started. My guest is coming. Is joining live very soon. So please share this video. Let somebody be part of this conversation because of you. This conversation is going to encourage a lot of people. Yes. Yeah, thank you, Akko Rebecca, for welcoming our guest. Thank you. Um, a lot of people need this. Yes, a lot of people need it. So share this on your timeline. Make sure you share. If you have shared, let me know. Just say comment done, so I'll know that you have shared the video as we continue. Okay, let me know where you're watching from. Yes, my guest is not. I'll add her up shortly. I will add her up shortly. Akko Rebecca, I'll add her up shortly. So you'll be able to hear her once I add her. Okay. Akko Rebecca, where are you watching from? I'd like to know where you're watching from. I'd like to know where you're watching from. Please, if you're part of this, let me know where you're watching from. I really want to know where my viewers are connecting from today. Mhm. Okay, Joyce Anayango Malala. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that well. You're watching from Kenya. That's so good. Good to connect with you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. God bless you. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. My guest will be coming up shortly, but I just want to have an idea of where my Ikioma Ezine. You're watching from Abuja. Welcome, my sister. You're welcome. That's good. Please share this video. Share this video with somebody. This conversation will encourage someone. This conversation will bring hope to somebody. If you're watching me and you're thinking, oh, will I ever be married? Oh, I'm so and so age. I'm in my late 30s. I'm in my late 40s. I tell you the truth. You need this conversation. There is hope for you. There is hope for you. Yes, I've seen God, step into such situations. I've seen God do that. Thank you. Ako Rebecca, okay, you're watching from Ikorodu, Lagos. You're welcome. Thank you, my sister. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Okay, I'll be handing my guest shortly. She's an amazing lady. She's an amazing lady. Idowu Momohaba. She's a good lady. Amazing lady. When people are ready to tell their story to encourage somebody, that tells you the kind of person they are. Yes, she's an amazing lady. She's a mother. She's a wife. She's doing so great for herself. Wow, amazing career. I tell you the truth, you have so much to learn from her. There's so much you have to learn from her. So I'm going to add her up shortly. I'll add her up now. Momo, I'm adding you up now, ma. Okay, yes. Add. So I've added you up here. Okay, it's adding now. Really excited about this conversation. I'm really excited about this conversation. Waiting. Okay, she'll join us soon. It's adding.
Oh,
Hello.
that's funny.
Good. Can we clap for our guest? Can you leave the clap emoji for our beautiful
Wow.
and amazing guest? I'm fine. I'm fine. And you? Hello? Can you hear
Hello.
me clearly?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, yes, I can hear you clearly. I
Oh,
can hear
okay.
you clearly. You're
Okay, okay.
welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a privilege. Thank you for the prompt response. I mean, I was so happy when I reached out to you, told you about it. See, my people are already welcoming you. They're clapping
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And when I reached out to you, the response I got from you, I was so happy. I was
Oh,
so happy. I know you, you've always been this, oh, let's affect lives, back then. I've always known
oh,
you to be that person. And
thank
and it's
you.
it's amazing.
Thank you for the kind words.
Yes, thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. I do not take this for granted. Thank you for the privilege. Thank you for showing up to share your story. I mean, not everyone would want to, but you want to share your story because you know that this will encourage a lot of people. I still remember what you said to me. You said anything to encourage people, I'm in. And that
Yeah.
really touched me. I mean, God
Yeah.
bless you. Thank you
Thank you.
so much. So we
Thank
just
you.
go right into our conversation.
Oh,
And is I know that a lot of people are at the edge of their seat. I've gotten a lot of messages. I've gotten good responses. We're like, oh, I really want to be part of this. I want to also testify like, wow, this is great. And it's just
Amen.
beautiful. It's just
Amen.
beautiful. Yeah, so I'm just going to be asking you some questions and
Okay.
then I'll get your feedback. Quickly, please make sure you're sharing this video. Share this video with somebody. Let somebody be part of this. You can still share, please, as we go into the conversation proper. Thank you. So the first question is this. Like I told my followers, and like you told me, you met your husband at 38.
Yes.
You met your husband at 38.
Yes.
You got married at 39.
Yes.
And then you had your first child at 41.
Yes.
Wow. That is beautiful. I'm happy because I know that somebody is 27-year-old and is like, hey, I'm not married. Will this ever happen again? Will this ever happen again? I'm sure the person is encouraged alone by that,
Yeah.
by what I just said. So I want to ask you, did you ever plan to get married at that age?
Not at all. Not at all.
Wow.
I'm one of these people that, at 25, I actually wanted to get married. I was actually planning a wedding at 25. Even
Can you say
before,
that again? At 25?
at 25, I actually planned a wedding. There was a suitor and I was planning a wedding, and suddenly, Mom, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. I'm with you. You have the floor.
I remember when I introduced him to my foster parent, my foster mom asked him, is there anything we should know about you? Is there anything that you haven't told her that can affect your marriage in future? He said no. So we continued. I actually picked a date. October is it's a special month in my life. I remember that year I picked October.
Oh.
And even I still got married in October and I had my child in October.
Whoa, that's great.
That year we actually picked it. Then this particular day I was with him, so I decided to use there's what we call the answer. Is it like not ask a question, but put a comment across? No, put a statement across. You're hiding something from me. What is it? He didn't talk. Maybe he thought I've heard something. I didn't hear anything, but I'm that kind of a person. I would just make a statement just to get a response. Maybe you're expecting a question, but I will ask a question so that you will not lie. So this particular day, I did ask a question. I just said, you're hiding something from me. What is it? He kept quiet. He didn't talk. And the spirit now prompted me and said, you have a child? Lo and behold, I never knew that he had a child. I was just, I don't know, maybe it was the leading of the Holy Spirit that day. You have
Holy Spirit.
He kept quiet. He didn't talk. What? You have a child. Lo and behold, then he had a 9-year-old daughter. And the lady he had the lady had the daughter with was waiting for him to come and marry her. When I took him to church, a pastor told him, I think one of his friends in church knew and told the pastor. So pastor told him to tell me. When I went home to meet his mom told him to tell me. He didn't. Apparently, he was waiting for us to get married. After then, maybe we'll now tell me.
Now tell you. Who does that?
I was 25 then. I was about entering into the university. So, man, that broke me. So that
I can imagine.
dead. That was how that relationship ended, and we started praying for
Wow.
another one.
Hmm. Network. Can you hear me? Like, I can't hear you again. Okay, I think connection failed. Connection failed. I think there's a network problem from my end. So I'm just going to add that up again. I mean, God, this is I don't even know what to say to this. Did you hear that? She actually wanted to get married at 25. Like she had it planned out, was in a relationship, and while preparing for, she had even picked a date, and she found out that the guy had a child. We are in for a good conversation today. Let me add that back. Wow. Okay. I'm adding you back. Okay, we are back. We are back. We are back.
Okay, sorry
We are
about
back.
that. I think it was a
Okay, go
connection
ahead,
problem
ma.
from my
No,
end.
no,
So it was not as if I
no problem.
planned to get married late or to be married late. No, I actually planned that while I'll get married, I'll be in school. You know, you have your children and be growing in school. By the time you are out
And be
of
growing.
school, the journey began.
Wow, thank you so much. I mean, sharing that is just, in fact, I just have goosebumps, all over me. Thank you so much for sharing that. That
Yeah.
means, at times we can just have our plans
Yes.
and it may not just work that way. So for a lot of people that are watching us, some ladies, even some guys, you already have it planned out. I want to get married at so and so age. I want to. That may not be God's plan for you. And I'm trying to imagine if that was hidden from you. If you had found out in marriage, that would have been disastrous. It would have found out in marriage. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So I can just imagine if you had found out in marriage that you had a child. Thank God for the Holy Spirit that actually prompted you to make that statement that got the answer, from Him. Amazing, amazing. So this is to encourage somebody. At times it may not work the way you have planned it because God is just trying to save you from
Yeah.
something, something terrible. It's amazing. So I'm just going to go to the next question. There's this thing about being single, and then you're moving gradually to that, your 30s, the mid 30s, late 30s, and it's like, nothing is happening. Like you said, you moved from there, like, okay, now the journey started. Did you ever, did you, how were you able to undo the pressure? I mean, this is Nigeria, and even Africa. I have African friends that are watching. How are you able to handle the pressure from friends, from families? I'm sure you had younger colleagues that were getting married, maybe younger family members that were getting married, your parents, your friends. How are you able to handle the pressure?
Hmm. Okay. To God be the glory. I'm blessed with. I grew up with a family. My foster mom is very well grounded in the Lord, and she understands. So counselor,
Okay.
my mentor. You know, when there's an issue, I go to her. So I never experienced all those pressure from home. those pressure
Wow.
that mothers put on their children, especially the female child, to get married quick.
Yeah, child.
Biological clock is ticking. You need to get
Mm.
married. You need to bring a spouse home. If this one doesn't work, what is happening and all that. So I never got all those pressure.
Another.
And I also had amazing friends. My three closest friends were all married. My younger
Mm.
sister is married with children. My
Wow.
when I resumed work, my colleagues, even the ladies that I met that were of the same age, they had gotten married with children.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I'm this kind of a person is if I don't put pressure on myself, nobody can put pressure on me.
I go. True.
Like like the time I started experiencing pressure, it was even from me myself, trying to ask myself,
Mm.
what is the problem? Why are serious suitors not coming? Why? Because
Mm.
at a point in my first 5 years of work, I worked in a I worked in an airport. You know how busy
Mm. Busy, yeah.
airports could be, and I worked in an airport lounge. So you can imagine how busy the airport could be, how busy the
Busy,
airport
yeah. Different guys.
could be. And single guys were not approaching me. It's all those married men that they come. So I had
Devil is a bastard.
So I had to sit
Temptation.
down. I had to sit down to ask myself, God forbid, you can't be attracting this kind of a place. You are not attracting
Uh-uh.
single guy. It's married men. You don't know what is wrong with you. Like asking myself questions and all that. Like I said, the pressure that I don't put on myself, you can't put pressure on me. The only time I experienced pressure from any family member was from my elder brother. He was concerned. My
Okay.
biological mom is late. So being the eldest son, the younger sister,
Mm.
and what is wrong with this, my Idowu? What is her problem? Why is she not? And he's an unbeliever. So we didn't share the same kind of faith,
Yeah.
and he will want to be
Faith.
subject to some things. And I will just tell him, bros, just when it's time, it's time. One thing that kept me, there was a scripture my brother's wife gave me. The scripture that says
Mm.
that he created them male and female, and none
Female.
have mate. So my man
Black
is
and mate.
there. So that's one of the scripture that I kept praying with. And I always tell myself, though, your mother got married and she had you. You will get married, you will have your children.
Mm.
So the pressure
Mm.
wasn't really there. No, 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 no. You
Okay.
can't pressurize me. Fine. There, when you go out, the way the society views single ladies, the disrespect,
Mm-hmm.
and now coupled with those of us with small stature and baby face, the
Yeah.
disrespect, the disrespect. Not, it does not remove anything from you. So just hold on to your God.
Mm.
That's just it. What I've
Wow.
done is don't put pressure on yourself and don't allow
Mm.
anyone to pressurize you. That's just it. So that at the end of the day, you will not go into something that you want to come out
They are not even supposed to do it.
that.
Mm.
That's it.
Thank you so, so much. I mean, you, I think from what you just said, I realized something. It was a bit easier for you because your foster parents were not adding so much, were not giving you so much pressure. Do you understand? They were not pressuring you, go and get married, go and they are believers. So they were not putting that pressure on you. And I think for anyone that is watching this, I'm sure there are parents that are watching, it's important that we do not put pressure on our single ladies. Yes, some of them they want to get married. It's not just happening. The
It's
right
not just
person isn't
yes.
just coming.
It's not just
So
happening.
you can make it easy for them by not putting that pressure on them. It's better to marry late than marry the wrong person.
So I think I must really applaud your foster parent for that. And then you made a statement for, especially for somebody that is watching and there's so much pressure from every corner, because it's not everybody that is as lucky as you know, you have good foster parents that were even encouraging you and not pressuring you. But there are people that they're not that lucky. They have parents that are let me see my grandchildren. Some mothers will even give you emotional blackmail, like I will die if you don't do this. I must see my grandchild. I want to do a mugo. So, and you made a statement that actually, touches those set of people. So what you need to do is don't pressure yourself. The moment you do not put pressure on yourself, the external pressure will not really get at you. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. You said it. You said you just felt that, well, I'm not under pressure. You said the only pressure you even had was the one you placed on yourself. Like, okay, why is this not coming? And that was even the next question I was supposed to ask you. So you were like, why is it not coming? So the pressure will only come when you place it on yourself. So believe that it will happen at the right time. It will happen when God wants it to happen. Be sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do, but do not put pressure on yourself. The moment you can undo that, the external pressure is just a little. It's just little. Because no matter how somebody pressure you, be like, I'm not ready to make mistake in marriage. And like you said, you believe the word of God that says He created them male and female. You believe the word of God that says none will lack a mate. So there's the point of encouraging yourself, knowing that I'm not going to end up this way. I will only not get married if I never want to get married. But if I desire it, I will get married. Yeah. So that will help you to handle the pressures, that are coming. Oh, thank you so much for that. Now, there's this question I want to ask you. Now, during those times that you're waiting, between the time that incident happened, and when you met your darling, amazing husband, were you in a relationship? Was it that you were in relationships that didn't work, or was it that guys were not just coming at all?
Yes, I went into a couple of relationships, and the one that really touched me most was there was this guy we met in church and we started talking. That was guy. I thought, okay, this is it now. I found him.
This is it.
Then now this you would think you are dating a Christian from a Christian home until they take you or they tell their parents about you and they start asking, where is she from? Is she Yoruba? Or is she Igbo? Or is she Edo? That's why you now start asking, okay, are we not supposed to be believers? Okay. So his mom stood and said, no, she does not want a non-Yoruba girl. And being a Christian that wants to honor his parents,
Parents.
And
parental consent.
That I said, but you can convince have it. Okay, and like we always advised, if it's even your father-in-law that says he doesn't want you, the men, you can at the end of the day, but
you can always I see more than
he doesn't want you. Okay, that's how that relationship ended. Then there was another guy that was asking me out. I knew he was not really born again, but because I was getting to that age, I was trying to say, okay, let me watch him, let me see him. Although we attend the same church, but it's not every brother that goes to church.
Of course. Of course.
Let me see him and all that. Then I didn't know he was even testing me. Then the next day I just decided to pay an uninvited visit. And and I met another lady. Oh, okay. Okay. I opened door. I met another lady that had come to spend the night. Okay. I just closed the door. I beg, they go your house. This one is a no-go area. There's no call
Yeah.
or then I met another one. There was another brother I was dating. My genotype is AS and he is AC. So
Whoa.
that relationship until my husband now came
Hmm.
along.
Wow. 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 Beautiful. You see, this is what I always say. You cannot say you shame, people because people are single for different reasons. People are single for different. Now, you made a statement. You were in a couple of relationships. There was this one. The guy liked you. Okay, I want to marry this lady. But the parents are saying, oh, no, not from this. I don't want somebody that is not from this particular tribe. So these are the kind of things, single people go through. So if you're in that situation, you need to understand that we understand with you. It's it's not like you decided to be single on your own. Different things could have just, been a factor to that. And then you just said it now, you are AS. That one is even another, um, you have to be selective because you
Exactly.
can't marry AS. So you met somebody and you're like, okay, this is the bro. I think he's okay. He tick all the boxes. And then bro is AS. Oh, come on. Even I know that I got married in Regime. You will bring your genotype test.
Yes.
They will do your genotype test and blow you. No
Yeah.
marriage for you. They will not join you. Go and they say no pastor will join you. You cannot do that. So I think okay, that's some of the things that people actually go through while they are actually waiting, to be married. There's a lot of issues, a lot of things that could have contributed to late marriage. I want to ask this question because I know that a lot of people are watching single, even married parents and all that. Was there a time you were single shamed? Like somebody said something to you that got at you? Like somebody, you're not married now. If yes, how were you able to handle it? How were you able to handle that? Please share with us.
Okay, it was in our alumni group. I think that was the only
Hmm.
one that really got to me. We were having, this belief that if you are not married, who are you to talk? You can't have an opinion now.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it was at our alumni group. I can't even remember what the topic was that we were discussing.
Right.
And in my BSc, my BSc mate, I believe I'm even older than that guy. The next thing he said, that's why you are not married. Eh?
Wow.
The
Wow.
thing, things don't get to me, but that one got to me. What?
Ah, I can imagine.
I just press the exit button. Anything that will irritate me and put pressure about marriage on me, I just press the exit of the group button. That was it. So the others had to come behind. So my friends they were in the group, so they were not giving me information how at the whole thing caused fracas in the group, that why he utter such a
Oh,
statement and all that. I think that's the only one that I say, oh, I was shamed while bring the why are you not still married around me? I will just tell you, a lot of people are dead. You, why are you not dead? And you are still alive.
hmm.
People
Hmm.
always say
Wow.
you don't know what for you. I think we need to learn to not put pressure on people. You don't know what they are going through. You don't know the
That's
circumstances
it.
surrounding the situation they find themselves in. So the best you can do is to pray for them. There are a lot of people waiting,
Yeah.
not even for marriage now. Just put them in your prayer. If truly you are
Yeah.
concerned about them, pray.
Concerned. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for that. Really, that just is. Putting pressure on people is sending people. I think it's demonic. It's witchcraft. Like seriously. So what do you expect the person to do? You should be shame people, make them feel that oh, yeah, that's why you're not married. Something is wrong with you. And then how do you expect? I tell you, I had a conversation with a young lady because I have a platform where I mentor single ladies, who want to get married. And we had a conversation. I had a class with them, and after the class, one of them reached out to me privately, chatted me, and she told me what has younger sibling told her that your life is not good. Are you sure there's nothing wrong with your life? Look at me, I'm married. She said she almost committed suicide. I think it was that bad because it's not everybody that can undo, that. A lot of people just okay, no problem. Now you sabi. But some people cannot just undo that. Why would somebody want to take his or her life because her siblings, single shamed her? People that are supposed to even understand. So, I mean, if you are watching, you have heard it. She just said it. She had been there. But it was painful, but then she had to let go. What about people that are dead? One thing I know is this. If you must find your happiness outside people. You must find your happiness outside people. You can't really control what people say to you. But in a society where people just feel that, okay, you should be married at so and so age, if you are not married, you're not supposed to have a say, you have not achieved, no matter what you have achieved in this life, they don't just want to see it as anything. So you can't really control what people say to you. You can't really control how people think. Some people, they don't just think well. Some people don't know how to talk. And I'm sure that was the category that particular guy fell into. They don't just know how to talk. They just feel just open your mouth and just say anything. Even if the person is hurt, you don't care, whether it gets at the person. So because you cannot control what people say, you can control the effect it will have on you. That is just it. Because at the end of the day, it's still your life.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it's still you. Some people will just peel trash and just go their way. That guy said, have people forgotten that he said anything? They will just go their way. So since we can't control what people say to us, we can control the effect that those things have on us. You can make up your mind that no, this is not going to get at me. This is not going to affect my life. You can see beyond it, see the positive, side of it. Like you said, some people are dead also. This marriage thing. So yeah, somebody is single, he's not married. That is not the worst that can happen. Some people are dead. Somebody that is dead, there's nothing like I want to get married, I want to. So looking at the brighter side just makes it, very, very beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. So I just have about 3 questions more to go because I really want, these are questions that I was even able to get, from conversation with people before this time. Okay, I would like to ask, what was the turning point? Was there something you did that, that put an end to the delay? Was it that you prayed more, you fasted more? Was it that you worked on your dressing or you read self-development book? So, what were there things that you did that you would say, okay, it was when I did this that I now attracted this guy? I would really love to know that.
You see, this life we are living is all by God's grace. It's not all about what you are doing. If you feel you can pray, there are people that can pray more than you. If you feel you can fast, there are people that can fast more than you. Oh, there was something that even before I clocked 30, I was going to the mountains to pray for marriage. All these mountains in the southwest, I was going to pray for marriage. But at the point I stopped serving God, going to church and serving God in the department that I found myself in my local parish. But there was something. There was a program we had in church that evangelist Ebenezer Obey. This is a song. Àìmàsìkò ló dààmú ẹ̀dá.
Ló ń dààmú ẹ̀dá o, ọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́ Olúwa ló wà.
You know, that song and this song, I'll still bless you in the middle of the storm, in the middle of my trial, I'll still bless you. There are two major testimonies that I've had, my testimony of marriage and the testimony of my son, that it was when I said, God, whether you are married or not, I will serve you, you are my God.
Wow.
I was just living my life. I was just living my life dedicated to the work of God. Because it was not, I don't know, it's not about, oh, you know how to pray, you don't know how to pray, you do this. Because at a point I was asking myself, it's like you have not prayed enough. That's why you're still experiencing this. But it got to that point, I told myself, I just handed it over to God. Like,
wow.
I think that was the turning point when I dedicated myself to the service of God completely, and I was no longer bothered about all this, all the marriage, whether you are married or you are not married.
Darling. Okay. What a transition. Can you hear me now? I think the network was bad.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, good. It's like you're on your way home or something.
Yes, I'm on my way home now.
Okay, we're just going to do this very fast. So I just have two questions more, but I would like you to still talk about that when I asked what was the turning point for you, what you did, and you were mentioning certain things. You said, you got to a point where you were like, God, even if you don't, I still love you.
Yes.
Even if you do this or you don't, I still love you. I'm serving you not because I want a husband. I'm serving you because I love you. And, that was the point, for you. Like you said, you were in administration, you had a song and it ministered to you. And I would want to say, that means we need to get to a point where we love ourselves. You just love your life as a single person. Even though you desire marriage, you want it to happen and it's not happening at that time, you just want to appreciate that your present life before you transit, to being a married person. I would like to ask you this, having said that, now, can you look back and say the waiting was worth it? Was it worth the wait?
It was worth it. The thing is, while waiting, I think while waiting, you should also find out, why is God allowing me to wait? Of what purpose? Of what purpose is this wait? Do you understand?
Yes.
They are waiting, like the Bible says that a day is like 1,000 years. So you don't even know. We are saying, we humans are the ones says that we are late. Do you get? We don't even know God's plan. We don't even know when God said, God's time for you to get married. But because you feel you're already 30, you're 35, so it's late, then you become worried, I think we should ask ourselves, God, what is the purpose of this wait? And make use of that period. Make use of that period judiciously. Develop yourself as a single lady. Develop yourself. Because you can be 30 and you are not ready for marriage. You can be 35, you are not ready for marriage. Being ready for marriage is you are mentally, physically, financially, emotionally stable to handle the pressures that comes with marriage. So if you are not emotionally, physically you feel you are mature to get married, but emotionally, are you matured? Are you matured? Like, how do you have situations? we need to ask ourselves, what is the purpose? God, this period of wait, what do you have me do? What do you want me to do? And for this waiting period, of what essence is it? There are some people that I remember when I was single, there was a time the temptation was so much on me that I said, okay, I'm going to have a child. So even if it's through IVF, I'm going to have a child so that I know even if I don't get married, I have a child. And I think God asked me that, what makes you think you will not get married and have your children and your testimony will be complete?
Complete.
So while waiting, we should look and think of the purpose of God for that waiting period. And while waiting, get busy with the things of God. Serve God. Don't bury yourself in I'm not married, I'm not this. Then you begin to do things that you're not supposed to do as a believer. No. Not because you have waited for a while, then you compromise your spiritual beliefs.
Okay.
No, it shouldn't be. The right brother will come. The one that God has proposed, who share the same values as a Christian, as a born again child of God, he will come. So just while waiting, find out what is God's purpose. That's just
Wow,
it.
amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. Because that is a very, very important point. While waiting, we know that, okay, you're expecting, you desire marriage, you want to get married. While you are waiting, you need to do something with your life. Now you have your baby, you're married, you have a good career, you're doing well. And you had things you were doing even while you were waiting, you were serving God. So, I mean, one of the reasons why people really feel bad about their life as a single person is when you're not doing something useful with that life. So it's a point where you think, you're like, God, what do you want? What do you have me do? You made that statement. What should I do now? What are my purpose? What is my purpose rather? What is that thing that you want me to do? How can I make impact in this life? Okay, do I want to write a book? Do I want to get my promotion at work? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? So while we're waiting, you're still building yourself. You said something. Marriage is not just about the age. Okay, I'm so and so age, I want to get married. You have to be emotionally ready. You have to be physically ready. You ready. So while you're waiting, instead of just sitting down and just let me wait for the brother, you're working on yourself to be sure that you are fully ready for what comes. Because marriage comes with marriage, and that is just so beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I think that God has really helped you amazingly. Seriously, God has really helped you. When you said you wanted to do IVF, can you imagine? So there are people at that point, really. I know someone who actually wanted to, like, let me just do IVF, let me just have. You actually got to that point, and God said, you can have everything. You can have it total package. You can have the husband, you can have the child. And God, that is so faithful to his word, he said it and he did it. You got married to an amazing man. Now you have your own child. Amazing. Thank you so, so much for sharing your story with us. I tell you, I am so happy. And I know that you have encouraged a lot of people. I'm sure somebody that is watching or that would watch this video after now is encouraged by every single word that you have spoken. Thank you so much. God bless you. I would like you to, I want you to advise somebody out there that is in that shoe right now. The person is waiting for marriage. It's not like he doesn't want to get married. It's not like he doesn't want, but the thing is not just happening. Please, final word for that person.
Okay, I just want to say that being single is not a disease. You are not sick.
At
There's
all.
nothing wrong with you. So the society might see you as you are not beautiful, because they will tell you, your character no good, now make you never still see husband. I just want to put
Ah.
it to you that this life we are living is all by God's grace. If it's by our own what we do, oh, na lie, no. This kind of person that does self-examination a lot, and I'll question
Self-examination.
myself. Then I'll go out, I'll see ladies that are married with the way what they will display outside. I was like, okay, it's not that my character is bad. This person like this lady can do this
Ah.
outside. You can imagine what she's doing at home with her husband.
Mm.
So what is now? Why am I still single? I just want you to hold on to God. If you are out there, you are believing God for a life partner, I just want you to hold on to God. He that has said it, he will bring it to pass. That's God for you. Just hold on to him. There's nothing impossible with God. The thing with is we humans, the things, the miracles that God wrote in the Bible, I don't know, it's like we read them as fables. But these were real happenings
And they
of
are
life,
real.
real
Yeah.
events, real things that God did. Do you get?
Mm.
Do Sarah having a child at that old age? It was not. It's not just a story. Oh, it happened to Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Happened
your
live.
situation is not. It's not something that God cannot do. When the time is right, we should just say, God, please give me the grace to wait for your time, because when God's time is right, the way things will now fall in place, you start wondering, oh, why was
Mm.
I
Ah.
why was I
Like it
this, why
fell in place for you. Yeah.
he has said it, you will get married. He created them male and female, none shall want her
Mm.
mate. Your husband will
Like
come, your
them.
wife will come.
Mm.
Don't just, if you are in an association that keeps, the bad energy reminding you of your single state, you can decide. It's your life, like Pastor Mrs. said, that
Can live.
you cannot control what people can say or do, but you can control how their actions affect you.
Mm.
So in such a situation, you can just remove yourself.
Yes.
You can just exit yourself. Don't put pressure
Mm-hmm.
on yourself. Don't put unnecessary
On
pressure on yourself.
yourself.
You see,
Mm.
the times we are now are not the times where, as a single lady, you just go into marriage anyhow. No, as single ladies, you need to, while you are praying, you also need to watch, because a lot of things are
Mm.
happening. The divorce rate has never been this high. So, as a Christian, as
Yes.
a believing sister, you need to watch out and wait on God for the right partner to come. One thing, he will surely come.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey,
Thank
we've
you,
learned
Pastor
a
Mrs.
lot and a lot. Thank you. I mean, you've really done justice to this. And I know that somebody will watch this video and would be so happy. And I know that for somebody that is watching this video, this is the beginning of a good life. Like, you just know that there's nothing wrong with you. It will happen at the right time. Thank you so much, Mrs. Idowu Momo. It's so good to
Thank
have you.
you.
And I pray that the Lord will continue to uphold you and your
Amen.
beautiful family. My regards to your
Amen.
husband and your son. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
Pastor
Thank you
Mrs.
so
Thank
much.
you for having
God
me.
bless.
Regards to Pastor and the boys.
I will. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to cut you off now so that we can continue. Yes. Amazing, amazing time we've had with Mrs. Idowu Momohaba. I mean, I know that somebody you're watching me and you just hate your life because you're single. You just hate your life because you feel you're not married, and so life does not just make sense to you. I want you to know that your life is beautiful. Your life is amazing. Look around you and you will see the good things that God, has done for you. Check your life. You have achieved a lot. Marriage should not be the reason why you will hate your life. Marriage should not be the reason why you will feel, so much bitterness in you. And I always say this, as a single person, it is not good for anyone to single shame you, but you need to be sure that you're not single shaming yourself. When you feel that your life is not good enough, when you hate your life because you're single, that means you're single shaming yourself. I'm single because I am fat. I'm single because I am thin. Have you not seen fat people happily married? Have you not seen thin people happily married? Have you not seen? Do you understand? Those excuses, that is not why you are single. No, no, no. Those are not the things that's not why you're single. You need to pay attention to your inner self. Pay attention to your inner self. Accept where you are now. Love yourself where you are. Get all the love you can get from God. Get all the love you can get for yourself. And when the person comes, you will definitely know that means you have enough love to even share with that person, and you discover that your life will always be beautiful. She made an amazing statement. She said, if you're in an association where they keep making you feel very bad for being single, you are in one alumni group and they are talking to you anyhow, say, please, so you cannot say anything because you are not married, and you will not understand. Because when you're in an association where they give you bad energy because you are single, leave. It's your life. You can decide to just leave that group. You can decide to just disconnect from such kind of people. You don't need such energy in your life. Your life is beautiful, and you should see it that way. Whatever people are saying, don't let it push you into settling with somebody you don't even have business settling with. Don't, because you want to get married, settle with an unbeliever. Don't say because you want to get married, you settle with an abuser. Please know that there is always that time that God will bring the right person to you. And while you're waiting to be married, there are things that you can do with your life. Maybe God is saying you need to discover purpose. Maybe God is saying there are things I want to point you to. Maybe God is saying that, okay, there are things you need to work on yourself. You need to actually work on yourself in certain areas. Because if you get married with those things, you may just end, in pain. Maybe. So you need to look on the bright side as as you prayerfully wait for who God has ordained for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. I know the network was a bit cracky, but thank God we had a beautiful conversation. You can still watch the previous video before now, so you can catch up with the previous conversation we had. Thank you so much. People joined from Kenya, thank you so much. I'm so happy to have you, join me in this. Thank you so much. God bless you. Till I see you again. My name is Grace Tijesu-Oloyede, and I'm a marriage and relationship coach. I have a platform where I mentor single people. I'm going to drop the comment, the link after now, so you're free to join the group if you're single. You're a single lady, it's strictly for ladies. You're a single lady and you desire marriage, so you can join the group. Thank you so much for joining me.